Squale, 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 no matter how you say it, we are winding down Windup with them. Let's check it out. Welcome to this hobby of ours. I am your hostee. I hope that you have been enjoying all of the footage from the Windup Watch Fair, NYC style 2024 fall. Had an amazing weekend, and there's actually quite a bit more footage coming. I'm trying to get all of this footage out there because it's timely. We just had the event, but there were other events going on in the weekend. And I'll tell you what, 10 pounds into a 5-pound bag for sure. But I figured I would round out the actual Windup Fair series of episodes with Squale, one of my favorite brands. Had I known that Andrea was going to be there, I would have been rocking my 1545 Alpine. You can't, D, put up a picture. You can't really, in this lighting, you can't see this beautiful green sunburst. It is a GMT running better than Kosk, out of the box. Find me another. But this is my golf watch. Because I use the 24-hour bezel to count my score, the fairway, and it's good that it goes up to 24. Gosh, I'm as good at golf now as I was when I was 14, which is to say inconsistent, but golf is 95% who you're there with and 5% what you shoot. This episode is somewhat of a hodgepodge in as much as it starts with my interview at the Squale booth with Moyer Fine Jewelers. Then I'm going to intercut in some of the footage from the panel discussion led by Griffin from Worn and Wound, where he was interviewing Andrea from Squale and TGV from Urbangentry. I'm not going to put the whole thing in there. I'm going to put the front end and then the Q&A. I found the Q&A to be eminently useful. And to be fair, the majority of the panel discussion, I actually covered those topics when I interviewed them at the booth, so I don't want it to be redundant for you. And then we're going to close out with a thank you to Don at Vertex. They had a event after the Saturday of the panel was on Saturday, and then TGV and Don at Vertex hosted an event. Absolutely fabulous, so much fun. The Moyer Fine Jewelers family was there, and then the Squale team was there. And I got to meet Andrea Maggi from Time and Tide. He was there. Turns out he and Don from Vertex go way back. So it was a great pleasure to hang and meet those folks. And also Julia, who was from Don's team, Vertex, was there. Got to see a bunch of the Vertex watches. I purposely didn't shoot footage at the event. It was not appropriate. It was kind of an intimate gathering. And, you don't got to be shooting everything in life. Sometimes you got to step back and just enjoy the moment. And it was just an amazing time, and it was so wonderful to get to meet those folks and just to chit chat with other passionate watch owners, watch collectors, and just a great time. So without further ado, let's jump into the interview. Back at the show here at Squale, and an old friend, Derek from Moyer Fine Jewelers, is on the scene. How you doing, brother? I didn't know you were coming.
Yeah, well, we a month ago or so were asked by Squale to help out, so we came all the way from Indianapolis to come and exhibit the Squale at the Windup Watch Fair. So
outstanding. Go ahead and pass the mic.
Yeah.
Mr. Squale himself, how are you, sir? Thank you so much for coming to the show.
I love swimming, but not so much.
It's an amazing thing to meet the man behind the brand. The brand has been around for so long. It is so beloved, and I'm so glad to see so many more collectors getting to experience the watches as you expand your presence in North America. Congratulations on that expansion.
Thank you very much. For me, it's always a big emotion to be here and to see also in the States how many people love our brand. For me, it's every something touching, really. I don't know how to explain my big emotion to be here, to see so many people talking with me and passionate about our watch. It means a lot for me, really.
It's an amazing thing, and I think it's the type of brand that people know about from the YouTube space, but it's even more special when you get to be up close and personal and try them on, because they're even better in person.
Sincerely speaking, this is absolutely true, because I see a lot of people, they say, thanks God I can touch these watches, because by online everything could be look great, but after touching this is touching the watch is another experience, you know, and you see all our efforts to make a good watch real for real.
And you got a special one here today.
Yeah.
This is a reissue of a vintage piece. We even have the Jacques Cousteau one that was lent in here for comparison.
Exactly.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the new one?
Exactly. For this year, we have a 65 years this year. It's our birthday, Squale birthday, and we want to tell a story. Is a part of our story. It was the gift that Jacques Cousteau in the 72 made to one of the member of the cruise of Calypso. So he gave this watch to Mr. Michel Laval, and on the case back you can see engraved the name of Cousteau and also the name of Michel Laval. And
that is amazing.
Yeah, you can see also how the engraving is well made and how with care, you know, how much care for making
it's
this
a
engraving.
survivor because it was made well.
Yeah, the survival, and this year we are making a limited edition for the 300 pieces. The only difference is that we make this a little bit slimmer, is saving 1 millimeters, and I really hope that the people understand what this means for us.
I think it's an amazing accomplishment, and congratulations on the 65th anniversary. And thank you so much for taking the time to be interviewed today, sir.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to say something? All right, Joe, you're up next. What are your thoughts?
I have no thoughts except for echoing exactly what Andrea said. It has been awesome to see the absolute love of this brand. Everybody has come by and said, I know a lot about the brand. I have never seen them, and I am so happy to finally see them. So come by and see them, and join the collector's edition, because they're amazing.
Outstanding. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you, Derek. Always great to see you, brother.
Welcome to our panel, 65 years of Squale watches. We've got some great guests, and we've got about 45 minutes, so we'll talk for about half an hour and then open it up for questions for a bit. If you guys are up for it? Okay, thank you. Okay. Well, to introduce our panelists today, first off, we're here to talk about Squale, which is driven by a family tradition in Swiss watchmaking precision. Squale prides itself on producing reliable and professional diving watches to divers and water enthusiasts worldwide. Founded by Charles and Helene Van Buren in 1959, Squale has, for the last 65 years, been a brand with a clear identity and a clearer focus. Today, under the watchful eye of Andrea, Squale is continuing to reinforce that legacy, offering a wider selection of dive watches than ever before for both enthusiasts and professionals alike. And speaking of Andrea was born in Milan to a true watchmaking family, I think it's fair to say. Both his father and grandfather worked in the industry. After his university studies, Andrea joined the family business, working with his father, who at that point was already importing Squale watches for the Italian market. That business relationship was rooted in a genuine friendship between the Maggi family and the Van Burens, and eventually culminated when Andrea and his father purchased Squale in 1982. Today, Andrea is the CEO and sole owner of Squale watches. And we are also proud to have TGV, and if you're here and you don't know TGV, I'm not really sure what to tell you. TGV has been a voice and face for the YouTube channel The Urban Gentry, which he started in 2014, a decade ago now, and has been a consistent voice in the watch space ever since. In the decade since his first video, TGV has collaborated with a number of brands, a couple of whom are here, including Squale, and served as an entry into the world of watches for countless collectors, all while offering up a unique perspective and a thoughtful eye. So welcome to you both. Thank you very much. So before we get into anything else, what do you think of Windup?
It's fantastic.
Yes, the same. I was here 8 years ago, and now I see that it's growing, it's crazy, very nice, very interesting. Very happy to be here.
Yeah, it's a complete evolution.
Yeah. And also I can say that 8 years ago I met Tristano,
Yeah.
because it was speaking about Squale, and I want to meet him. And I'm very happy that after 8 years we're still here together in Villa.
Yeah, so we met here, well not here, at the previous location, and it's by far my favourite event for watches because it's so accessible and there's so many brands I love and enjoy. So, you know.
We drank a good glass of wine. We became friends.
Yeah.
So good to see you guys. Congratulations on the anniversary. I don't know if I got hit on the head at some point, but wasn't there a documentary film?
Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Did I miss it, or did I dream that?
So Andrea hired me and an actor friend of mine, Duncan Casey, to fly out and do a documentary. And because when we first started talking, I was like, you've got to put this to film, you've got to tell this story, because the history is so rich. If no one's going to tell it, at least let me have a crack at it. See, yeah, not sure.
Yes, he is an excellent director, so he came, Duncan, no?
Yeah, Duncan.
Yeah, we spent a few days visiting Neuchâtel, the diving center was born the brand. We met also the family, Monique von Vuren, she's still alive and she's a good friend, and we spent an excellent time, and we want to try to explain to people our history, and I think Tristano was excellent,
Thank you.
great.
So if you had the ability to collab with any brand, what would your dream collab be?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. I would love to be involved in helping bring back Universal Genève, because they have such amazing archives, like Squale, to pull from. I'm a huge fan of the White Shadow that Genta did. Everybody sleeps on that watch. You can still buy them. I think the whole story, the micro auto, it got me into that elliptical shape. Yeah, Universal Genève.
So in terms of your Grail journey, has the Charles Francham wristwatch that they released, did that enter the running, or did that get dismissed because of size? Because I was like,
well, it's a perfect example. It's way too big, but I understand why it's big, because to house the mechanics, what they were doing with that movement, it just is not possible in a smaller watch. You know, unless I go on a binge diet of donuts and hamburgers, it's not going to happen. You know, so but it's a beautiful watch. I pray that, you know, it'd be nice if they came back with a time, you know, it's a very simple movement, maybe even a micro auto, I can imagine that, you know. But it kind of broke my heart when I you know, saw the size, but I understand why. But yeah, I'd be first in line for it, because it'd be continuity, and so, great question, thank you.
with my press pass now expired, it is time to rock on. It is time to ramble on to editing the rest of the footage for the rest of the weekend. That is going to be coming out this coming week. Hope that you enjoy that stuff too, because it was a lot of fun to shoot. It was a tremendous event. The Windup Watch Fair is the go-to event. Absolute must-see if you have an opportunity. And my hotel, the Andaz, amazing. I booked it because it was the most affordable one that was closest to the event, walking distance. I should have shot some footage in that hotel because it was epic. It was so cool. And great staff, great fun, and good times. And yeah, so we're going to send it off with a little bit of a brief video borrowed from the Vertex Instagram feed. And so grateful to those guys, you know, Don and Julia from Vertex, Tristano, TGV from urbangentry for hosting that after party. It was an absolute blast, and what a great way to shut down the fair. It was absolutely epic. So check that out and stay tuned for more footage coming in the coming days of this week. It's going full blitz, full on, full tilt boogie. Run and gun. So I hope you enjoy it. And I also hope that wherever you are in this wonderful, beautiful hobby of ours, you're doing well, that you're blessed, and that you're enjoying some Squale watches. However you say it, it's absolute goodness. All right, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace. If you'd like to support the channel, head over to hobbyofhours.com. We've got artwork, coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts, and even a watch book. 1001 Watch Designs, Volume 1. Over 1,000 designs in here. Steampunk, super futuristic, kaleidoscope, even super real ones. Watches that you could probably put on your wrist today. It's a great way to support the channel. Thanks for coming along on the ride.